think you were in UK. I think it was a Body Power Expo, and it was footage of you and Phil Heath working out in the gym together. That was actually a cool video. I mean, it went viral. I think everybody was talking about it. Now, what was that experience like?
Well, you know,
was it planned or it just happened? It just happened, right?
Well, honestly, no, it was not planned. It was not planned. It was not planned, but it was, you know, it's one of those things where you walk away from it and feel like you have been beaten up and raped. You walked away though feeling like, wow, your life and attitude has been uplifted, you know, even if it was, you know, just too short, you know.
That was a cool moment.
And it was really very, very cool. Very, very cool. Just dynamite people and just, but man, it was, to answer your question, the energy was electric, and everybody's tired before they get there. So before everybody gets on the floor, you know, everybody's sitting out in the other area where they like sell food and stuff, and everybody's taking their pre-workouts and shit, and it's just like all, and you know, there are people that are enthusiasts of the sport and stuff that are around taking pictures and but then when everybody gets on the floor, it's just like this mountain of people moving from one station to the next station, and then you have all these people training together. Yeah, man, it was just people that you would otherwise probably not get an opportunity to train with.
But when you work out with another bodybuilder, right, and there's people are actually observing you guys work out, do you ever feel, and I know you're not a weightlifter, you're a bodybuilder, but do you ever feel pressure to, or both of you feel pressure to go heavier than the other one, like competing on weight? Does it ever happen?
You know what? There was a time when I would have said, absolutely not. But, you know, I have seen it happen. You know, I can, particularly now, like there's something to be said for being seen when you got the fullness of your body armor on, and you know, you're sitting there in your traps. You don't have to flex them, they're just there, and your shoulders are all inflated, and you know, you don't have to do anything, and your arms are just kind of full and hanging. There's something to be said for being able to, you know, feel your mojo and go through your thing without feeling the threat of being compared to someone else. But I realized, like, particularly as I've gotten more accomplished in my career and have to go through those peaks and valleys, I'm more conscious now of, you know, being seen. Recently I went somewhere with Rich Piana. We were at Natural Body in Queens, and we were doing a store appearance, and I walked in, and as much as I would like to say that, you know what, I'm not a weightlifter, I'm a bodybuilder, you know, I walked in, and this particular day, I happened to look straight ahead, and I saw this much of a man looking back at me, and I remember thinking, oh, wow, okay. And they were like, well, maybe I can sneak away really quickly before someone makes a comparison and says, you know. So I began to just kind of turn my back, say hello, and just turn my back and keep walking. Just then, Rich says, hey, Kai, come on over. Let's take a picture. To my dread, I manned up. I walked over, shook his hand, and took the photo. But in my mind, immediately as the photo snapped, there was all this questions and voices in my head that said, oh my God, it's up. People are gonna know. They're gonna see you. Did you look as big as him? Did you need to turn to the side? How did you need to try to feel he felt angle in him? Or, you know, did I say that? I didn't mean to say that. I didn't say that. But yeah, man, it was a very interesting thing, and particularly on this side of the fence. So to answer your question, there are times when it does come up. I could lie, but that wouldn't be fair.
In Olympia this year, who do you think will put up a good fight? Who do you think will not necessarily win, but it will definitely outperform the expectations?
Man, you know what? Honestly, I don't want to say anything negative because I think this is just something to be responsible about. But you know what? There's a part of me that is still a fan and enthusiast of the sport, and more importantly, being on this side of it, there are people that now represent friendships that, because of my friendship with them, I would also like to see them do exceedingly well. I'm not a great friend of Nathan, but this dude exploded on the scene, very recently, and he put out a performance when we were at Body Power this year that was nothing short of just really awesome. It's like a throwback to some really pretty lines, has some great condition. It would be really, really nice to see what he does his first time out at the Olympia. You know, Ruli Winkler.
He's looking massive. Everybody's talking about him.
Well, he was very, very big, round, and impressive when we were back in England. He actually did win the show in England. This dude is just not a surprise because I remember competing with him back in 2009, I think it was, and that was the first time I'd ever really, you know, seen this guy introduced to the scene. And more importantly than what he looked like on stage at the, I think it was the Grand Prix in Australia in 2009, we got a chance to we had to stay there for like a few days after the event and you know, do some promotional stuff. And I got a chance to watch him like go through his process, and I swear after getting off stage those next few days we watched him just expand and just like he just became this really awesome like essay of like incredible body parts with just incredible proportions. And I remember thinking back then, like, my God, you know, it would be amazing to see what this guy would look like, you know, when he gets it all together. And it's taken some time, but wow, you know, we're in 2016. He seems to be off to an amazing start this year. This is somebody that, you know, is just not a surprise. Not a surprise to see him do so well. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. A lot of times people are, you know, really quick to talk about some of the sensational headlines. You know, oh, well, a guy has big shoulders, or oh, well, a guy has big legs, or oh, well, a guy, yeah, well, he could be Mr. Olympia, you know, and the pressure is on to produce. But behind the scenes, there's some other realities that are very, very real, and can be very, very frightening, you know. So I've heard Jay say this at the completion of the athlete's press conference. I remember him saying, you know, all were welcome to compete. He wished everyone well. And I remember him saying this, you know, I pray that everyone's able to do this and still be healthy. And when this thing is over, you know, I'd like for everybody to still be healthy and okay. And I didn't quite get that, you know, when I was an athlete sitting across thinking, man, you know what, I want to beat this guy so much this year, you know. So a remark like that, a comment like that just went right over my head, you know. But now having some time to reflect and being in another place, you know, wow, you know, there's a very, very strong measure of a man, you know, that's revealed in a comment like that, a statement like that, you know.
Right.
And I'm reminded of that now when we talk about, you know, the athlete that is now expected to come in there and be bigger than everyone else, and harder than everyone else, and more capable of that wow factor, you know. Yeah, I would love to see him, just like a lot of friends of mine that are competing this year, do very well. But I also feel cautioned by the words of Jay, and I hear those words in my mind too. And I would want to preface everything that we just said with what he said about, you know, being able to be healthy and okay, you know. So yeah, I wish all these athletes much success. My man William Barnock.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.